I have recently gotten back into the latest incarnation of a kitchen sink pack, and run and played by the folks who got me into heavily modded Minecraft in the first place. This is ATM9 No Frills. This does not have many of the custom dungeons. There are no special animals, there are no skunks, there are no seagulls, there are no kangaroos, no bison. There's the standard nether fortresses, there are no fancy ones, standard and strongholds. There are a couple of wizards towers, because, like that one right there. All the mods series, they make all of the basic stuff easy. There's ways of growing diamonds on plants. There are ways of putting a villager in a box and having him automatically sell his stuff to you. But they also add a challenging expert goal endgame along with a lot of custom ores that you have to go to special alternate dimensions to mine, and then they put a whole bunch of in-depth crafting steps. So making an ATM star, you have to make all of these component ingredients in an array of 55 of these create mechanical crafters, and have them all auto-converge into one of these ATM stars, and that is the end goal, ostensibly. But that needs a dragon soul, an oblivion shard, a pulsating black hole. A pulsating black hole needs you to put these 9 items, many of which are endgame or beyond endgame, probably from, I'm guessing, 9 different mods, all in a pneumatic craft pressure chamber. So I thought I would start off with a bit of a tour of another player's base or two, and then show what I have been up to. This is the Waystone. This is an elevator. This is Vorpal Fox's base, and he has generally always built them this way, floor upon floor. This is his bed. I can't sleep in it. I can't right-click on anything within his property. This not only protects his claimed chunks from being destroyed by the errant creeper or enderman, but it also stops anyone who's not part of his team from building or breaking or using anything. Instructions on how to leave. He learned an entire mod just to make this style of sign. Ars Nouveau. I used some of this in the Potato Quest. Various armors that he has crafted or found. Botania. You remember Botania. These are his furnace flowers. They burn coal, and that's as far as he has used it, apparently. Rocket Bay and portals. This is his Althemodium portal to various alternative mining dimensions. The Twilight Forest portal. Something I will be doing eventually myself. Building rocket ships to the moon and to Mars and to even farther planets. He does many, many floors. This over here, this is his mob farm. I'm only going to go this far because these fans are active, though it looks like the killer is off. Mobs spawn in here. They get killed either for loot or their death powers these blood altars for the blood magic mod, which I do want to learn at some point. Older reactor. This makes 10 million units of power, probably per tick, which means that's 200 million per second. And it's the older, slower one. This is a turbine to this reactor, which makes 30 million per tick. This comes from, it's now extreme reactors. There was big reactors, then it became bigger, and now it's extreme. And this is an extreme reactors turbine. This is the interesting turbine where you have to balance how big it is with what minerals you make the gyrating coils from, because the higher quality the coils are, the more power they produce, but the more friction they apply. And there are optimum speeds for the turbines. So in putting a higher grade material in this, you may slow it down to the point where it's no longer at the optimum speed and you actually lose power. It's full of interesting design choices, as opposed to mechanism reactors, which are just make them bigger and they make more power. All that matters is how tall this central rod is. That's it. And this reactor makes 30 million per tick. This makes 40 million. Did he need this much power? No, but he did. Well, A, he wanted to see what the differences were in construction. The big reactors one, I think he said it took more raw materials. This took a more complicated crafting process, especially because the waste product is dangerous. You can't just trash the nuclear waste from this. You have to put it in barrels, possibly never move it, and if it spills, you can poison an area for, I actually don't know, it may be permanent. Reason he made two, well, one, the experimentation, two, he actually needs that nuclear waste as part of making the mecha suit, which is extremely powerful powered armor. Here's my base. I don't play Magic anymore, but I certainly know a lot about it. So I was heavily inspired by the Hedrons. And nice little ceremonial statues. And this right here is well, it's a fish tank. Problem is, there's no fish in it. And I'm going to fix that tonight. Oh yeah, underwater view. I deliberately built this half submerged just so you can get a view below the waterline. Go through the pass-through glass. I like coral. This is even pretty without shaders. There is a sunken ship over there just naturally. There's a nether portal there. It is, in fact, lit. You have to dry out the area, encase it, and drain the water to light it, because you can't light water. You can't light a fire underwater, but once it's there, you can let the water back in, and it works just fine. Back to what I said about making resources easier. These are villagers. You can take a villager and pick them up and grab them and put them in a box, and then trade with them as much as you want. And once you get netherite, you can even automate this. And then this is mystical agriculture. This grows, okay, it grows everything. It is way easy mode. All of these regular green ones grow into Inferium, which is one of 6 stages of special essence, which you craft upwards into more advanced versions. But there are also, I have seeds that grow prismarine crystals, that grow a generic dye essence, which I can turn into any color dye, gold ingots, steel ingots, blaze rods. I can just grow blaze rods here. And you name it, you can grow diamonds, you can grow zombie flesh, you can grow string. Granted, there's 2 or 3 kinds of flax that grow string. There's hemp that grows string. You want string, you play this pack, you get string. This box holds 2,048 glass. I filled it completely before I started work, and I was 3 short. And all of this is ultimately cobblestone and wood. Cobblestone grinds into gravel, which grinds into sand. Sand smelts into glass. That's what makes all this. Or I put the sand into this great contraption, and it blows spooky haunted air across the sand and turns it into soul sand. And that's how I get 2,000 soul sand. And then I bake this. That becomes scoria, which is kind of a brown construction block. Then I craft the scoria with black dye, which as a special X recipe, I can make from charcoal, which comes from, again, wood, and that makes the Scorchia version. And then I put that through the stone cutter, and I get all of these blocks. So yeah, this is all cobblestone and wood. 4,000 blocks worth. Remember what I said about staying on track? Let's try that. I'm going to put an Elder Guardian there. Step 1, do I have a name tag? Step 2, I will need a spawner. There are plenty of spawners in the Twilight Forest. I don't have a Twilight Forest portal. I am going to go back to Vorpal Fox's and use his. This pack has Apotheosis, so I can break spawners as long as I use a Silk Touch pickaxe. It's a Lich Tower. I hate those guys. If you've been following my stream, you know why. My goal here is not to beat any of the bosses. It is to look for hollow hills. But I just want a hill. Any hill. That's probably... Yes, that's going to be one. And that's a red cap. They sneak up behind you and sometimes they drop TNT on the ground, because that's just the kind of elves they are. If flying is disabled, coming down from the roof is a bad idea. I have one goal. Grab the nearest spawner and get out. So many achievements. Slime beetle. But yeah, these places are resource rich. Iron, coal, copper, and lead. A witch. Burn her. You are a swarm spider. You. I did get poisoned. Oh well. So I have a swarm spider. I'm going to reprogram this by giving it a spawn egg for an Elder Guardian. Now, how do you get a spawn egg for an Elder Guardian? Well, there's an easy mode mod called Mob Grinding Utilities. Among the other things it makes is you can take a DNA sample for practically any mob, and then you can mix it with some liquid experience and some seeds to make genetically modified chicken food. You feed that feed to a chicken, it lays a spawn egg for that monster, and also explodes because the eggs are just too big. This experience crystal has... Well, the summary tells me it has 172 buckets. Now it has 171, and this one. Here, chickie, chickie, chickie. There should be some wild chickens somewhere in the wilderness. Well, there it is. It's an alternate color, so I did not see it immediately. Are we ready for some meme-tastic sound effects?
Happy birthday, Taco!
I have an Elder Guardian spawn egg, and some, by pure coincidence, some random chicken feathers. Where's a good spot? Right here's a good spot. My spider spawner. It will spawn no spiders because spiders cannot spawn in water. I'm going to apply all of these to it first. It now ignores light. It now only spawns when it gets a redstone signal. It now spawns enemies that don't attack. but it's still spawning cave spiders. Or sorry, swarm spiders, which are a Twilight Forest thing. Now it spawns Elder Guardians. Or it will, as soon as I knock this out of the way. Where's my shovel? Be smart, be fast, you're on stream. And now I just hang around in this area. I do have to stay within 16 meters true 3D distance of this, or else it will not tick down, it will not make things. This will take 10 to 40 seconds, it's random every time. And here we go. I actually got 2 of them. Back to my tank, which I've had prepared for a few days now. Switch to Silk Touch pickaxe so I can actually keep this glass. And oh, I have a name tag, but I didn't put. My last pack, I made my base inside a giant dripstone cave that I just on a lark, I called Carl's Bad Caverns. It was a throwaway joke. And then I caught one of these and I decided, oh, that's going to be Carl. And then the server crashed. So, Carl gets to live again. And now he will not despawn. No one ever saw Carl, except me. No one wandered through my base. Okay, this is... I did not expect the clipping. I may have to make a bigger... fish tank for Carl. That is a placeholder for a beacon. A beacon requires you to kill a wither. These packs trivialize that 10 ways from Sunday. Honestly, the hardest part of the wither is not destroying it, it's making sure it doesn't fly away and break things. So, I am not going to get trapped into a small room with a wither. I'm going to trap it in a room with me. I'm going to make a pocket dimension. This is a hyperbox. You're looking at everything that exists in this dimension. Outside these walls is nothing forever. I like that sound effect, and I don't know if it's the sand or if there's an echo in here. I have a shield on hotkey, yes. Where are you? Oh, you're up there. See, I was right to not be worried. That was not a threat. Let's build a beacon. I will, of course, build out at least one more level of netherite. Bonk, 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 bonk. Oh, I have not yet cleared all these solid obstructions. It needs to be able to see either the sky or bedrock. So yes. What? Can you break lanterns open? I didn't know that. How does that look for beam color? I feel like it could be a little brighter, but I have a beacon. I always try to have a beacon somewhere, especially since, like I said, nether stars are so easy to get. He's looking at me. I never noticed that before. That's not disturbing at all. I'm going over here now. Anyway, all that said, I'm going to take this sword and this armor that I made explicitly because it has resist. Let us fight the Warden. Abandoned cave. This is where I initially set up my base. And I picked this because, well, there's a lot of cave here, a lot of things to mine. Deep dark. Deep dark, here we go. Down in the deep dark, there are these things. These are sensors. These will hear practically any sound. If you run, if you jump, if you fall, if you shoot, if you or anything attacks or kills something, these will hear you and set off a minor alarm. This is a skulk vein that has grown over this runestone. Oh, that was a noise. They heard that. So these sensors will set off their alarm if they hear a sound. And that's a shrieker. If a shrieker hears the alarm, it will shriek. So, those sensors down there are being tripped by that bat flying around. Now, shriekers only get activated if they hear a player do something. And I'm going to make noise on purpose. And that shrieker heard me this time. And that was strike one. 4 strikes and the Warden comes out. Again, all of these alerts are from the bat. Those won't summon it, but this will. Oh, I should drink this potion. There I go. You will hit the bats first. I do have a bow, right? Yes. Yep, that's him. What do you mean switched on? When was it off? I put it on purpose. Are you going to come over here? That was the scream. It's got some health. How close am I to lava? Oh. That was not bad. And it destroyed some blocks, and so the... Oops, right. Know what I said also at strike 5, and strike 6, and strike 7? I'm just gonna go for another one. Yeah, the regeneration has expired. Oh, I don't have the magnet. The magnet would have been nice. I'm not going for 3. The darkness will fade. Oh, that beating is because I have these hearts in my inventory. Shaders, shadow, Very nice. And it is, of course, moving as the sun sets. I can take a quick tour about the nether. I have some magma cubes. Just hopping around. Oh, that's a nice effect. I have not come here with shaders on before. I have not seen this yellow mist. Oh, this is horrifying stuff. This is flesh, and this is porous flesh, and this is hair. Hair. This is hair. Here's what you can do with it. You can grow it on flesh in a botany pot to grow more hair. I can grow hair. Moving on. This is a rose quartz field. Very useful for create. Glowstone is up there. This is a very large field. Not the usual super extra amounts of biome generation, other than the different plant types. No custom structures, rather. I still like the music, though. And yes, flesh. So much flesh. This is suitably creepy. So I did in fact expand Carl's central enclosure. He's mostly not... He's not clipping out of the glass, though he is clipping outside of the interior water. I'm going to start out tonight by going to a place that someone else on the server unlocked. A place that you'd think exists in vanilla Minecraft, but actually doesn't. As the database loads in. This is the Deep Dark, which is standard in Minecraft now. It's one of the latest additions. And this in particular is an ancient city, which not all Deep Dark areas have. There's skulk everywhere. We have taken away, I believe, all of the Shriekers. So the Warden will not appear here, because the things that scream and call him out to see what all that ruckus is up here, those aren't here anymore. There might be one or two completely covered in wool, and there's probably a couple that we forgot, but this area is pretty safe. Splush. Now, down here, ancient cities, there are these... Turn my HUD off so you can see this. There are these giant portals in the middle, and they're dead and dormant, and there's nothing in them. You can't actually light this in real Minecraft. It doesn't function. But there is a mod that says, oh yeah, we made it work now. And in fact, they put an entire alternate dimension on the other side of this, themed around the Deep Dark biome and all the skulk blocks and the Warden, and I'm going to see what it's like for the first time. And I'm going to turn my night vision off, so we get a brief look of everything in full brightness. I expected blue, I didn't expect the purple. That's even nicer. Anything look interesting on the map? Well, just some nasty things to the northeast, but Skulk Gleam. This seems to be an analog to glowstone. Is this liquid, or is this just a different kind of ground? It's a different kind of Skulk Grime. So, muddy dirt. Lots of sensors. Oh, there is a Shrieker. Okay. I will not go that direction. I don't feel like fighting a warden. What do you mean dirt doesn't appear in midair? Oh, I hear phantoms. That was a phantom. Night vision. This is very brown. This is the honey roasted almonds dimension. Gloomy skulk. Let's go home. Now I think it's time to start building for the moon. And I believe I was going to put my launch pad somewhere over here. Here, one rocket. Oh, it needs to be made in the workbench. Tell you what, let's build a little house over there first. Yow. If you're planning on going to space, I am! You'd better believe you need a new set of gear on your journey. You need to make a full spacesuit. Which will, of course, be to the moon. Come to find out, it was kind of cold and lacks oxygen. Without a suit, you won't last long. Smiley face. Space helmet. Space pants. Can't go to space without space pants. Space helmet. Okay, boots. They don't have to be blue. Okay. And it's dark. That's where I'm going. The moon, right there. I hope this is big enough. Hulk goes space. Journey map, tell me where the oil is. It's all over the place. Just go kind of this direction. Oh, right here. The advanced tank upgrade will pull fluids in from the environment. And now all I have to do is get close. Okay, pump has been primed. Every couple of seconds, this backpack will now just suck in some oil from nearby. That's enough to start with. I'm going to put oxygen there, fuel there, power in the corner. And that means I can just put this directly against the wall. Where can this go? Well, works for me. How do I put oxygen in my suit? I drink it. I drink the oxygen. Okay, where does the fuel go? Not inside the rocket. I'm sure that'll burn away. Here we go. I have been warned, don't press crouch by accident, you will eject. altitude 350 meters. There is whatever that thing was. And now I'm outside Earth orbit, I guess. Oh, I shouldn't be. Not if I'm going to the moon. Land on moon. There are no space stations to go to. I have not built one yet. It looks like it keeps my latitude, longitude from Earth. Or wherever I am. I don't know if Minecraft is canonically on Earth. Yep, that looks like Earth. Is that my altitude? Oh, I was closer to the ground than I thought. I don't know what this is. Oh, those are all green. Those are merchants. Houston, the otter has landed. And they get the gravity right. Ah, they speak the same language. Hello, Megamind. Emeralds. I didn't bring emeralds. Space flint and space arrows. Dash plating. They like their dash. I landed on top of a city. Lunarian butcher. Moon cheese. Okay, of course, there's cheese on the moon. But these are villagers, and this pack has the Easy Villagers mod. I can pick them up. And it breaks them. Oh dear. You know, I'm taking you home with me. Sorry about that. Of course. What does the cheese do? It apparently is just food. You can craft it into a cheese block. Okay, this makes the cheese block. What does the cheese block do? Nothing really. You can make a cheese bee. Yes, you can make a cheesy bee. That's on you. You asked. And now we all know about cheese bees. And the one last thing is these. That looks like all the ingredients. And I have 54 dash left over. Let's head back to mission control. Right, I forgot about that. That's the second time. It's orange because it's better. One planet to go to the next. Pretty simple gating mechanic. I'm not sure why the sound cut out. But I don't know what that floaty thing is. I can rotate, but I can't move. And I don't see any villagers this time. Mars rocks. Conglomerate. I see 3 objects in the sky. Oh, that's Earth. And those are the 2 moons. And that's the Earth. That makes perfect sense. Mars has lava. Is that? Yes. Diamonds. I don't want diamonds. Why did you have to be diamonds instead of something valuable? You're a meanie. You're a big green meanie. Ostrom. Okay, Ostrom is black. I am going to have to come back here with a digital miner. Okay, configure the filter. Here's the actual item I want you to mine. This miner will search through the world for specifically the blocks you tell it to and mine just them. That should be all I need. Actually, I'll go with 2 stacks. There's one last thing. And for this, I'm going to need to put on my good armor, because I am going into a very dangerous dungeon. And I was not able to fight my way through the monsters that these spawners were making. And right here is over 200 of them. It's probably, 230 of these. And don't worry, there are more. There are more. I couldn't get all of them. And so, you think this is easy to stroll through? You're right. That was the point. Because this is what things are normally like. But the prospect of going through hundreds of spawners doing this constantly while searching chests, trying to climb ladders, it wasn't tenable. I don't know how I would have done that without either gotten a much better weapon that let me blast everything around me instantly dead constantly, or just taken some kind of strip miner and literally destroyed that entire area of the world and left the chests behind. So that was it. Well, thank you for joining me tonight on my trips to the space above and beyond. Wait, no, that game hasn't run for years. Welcome to Minecraft and Ad Astra. Good night.